appreciate.
Too true. He's in excellent shape. Well, Agassi, I'm sure, starting to get really frustrated here. Let that lead slip. 5-3, remember. It's a very risky shot. Executed exceptionally well.
And Haas does cover the court well when he's moving side to side, but Agassi's exposed something tonight, and that's on the short balls, particularly when it's disguised well. Haas uncomfortable running forward to the net, not looking all that athletic, trying to reach that drop shot. Giving Agassi a little bit of his own medicine.
15-30.
This time some deft touch coming from Haas, and we haven't seen this from him at all. So the element of surprise working beautifully.
And Agassi certainly does struggle when he's asked to move up the court. So it's an excellent tactic to use.
Easy shot for Agassi, just trying to go behind Haas, but not being able to execute. Once again, the pressure getting to Agassi.
Wasn't really fully committed to the shot. And out of nowhere, really, it's Haas with 2 set points. Agassi finding the first serve when he needed it most.
30-40.
And smartly playing it to the Haas forehand.
Second set point. Oh, it was going to be all Haas once he got the return lower than the height of the net. Strange choice of tactics from Agassi. Never that comfortable in the forecourt. Didn't do enough with the first volley. And Haas wraps up the set. So much work for Agassi to do in this second set.
15.
It's going to be interesting to see how both players react. Can Haas maintain this concentration and make the most of that momentum he's been able to create by winning the last 4 games of that opening set? And is Agassi going to get a little down because of that?
15 all. $15-30.
Still too many unforced errors from both players, really, to call it a classic.
Haas. First game.
A relatively comfortable opening set. Game, rather. Agassi, of course, has such a good record against Haas that he will feel confident, even though he's lost that opening set.
Love 15. You
get the impression that if Haas can just find the clutch here, change gear, raise the level of his game by just 10%, it would probably be enough to get the job done.
13-15.
Haas taking a close look at the service line, but nothing other than that. I think he feels that the ball just caught. Standing up the court, the server gets the impression you're going to be aggressive, and then just throwing in the drop shot. Very effective.
Yeah, that's actually a play a lot of seniors use. And Haas thinking like a senior, which is good. Instead of just banging away all the balls, throwing a little variation. Give Agassi some of his own medicine.
Yeah, Haas does have an excellent slice backhand. And therefore, he can just throw in the drop shot with good disguise.
14-13.
It was a wasted opportunity.
And a real chance for Haas to get a stranglehold on the second set and demoralize Agassi. Because the crowd is pretty much out of the match right now.
point, because whenever you come up against Agassi in North America, or pretty much anywhere in the world, then he's the crowd favourite, and understandably so. So Haas has done an excellent job of silencing them so far.
Smart play once again from Haas, just being patient, playing good defense, and waiting for Agassi to go for a little too much.
And that's the shot that Agassi says he's had problems with of late. When he's tried to change direction, he's used to getting good feel on the ball and being able to do so on a regular basis, and that's not the case this evening. That's a really good effort from Haas, but once again Agassi looking out of sorts on the baseline, but it was a terrific recovery from the German because he fell over in the middle of that rally.
Fell down completely, and then did well to get up, recovered, got his balance, kept the ball down the center of the court, knowing the pressure was on Agassi, and as we saw happen to Agassi yesterday, becoming impatient, particularly off the forehand, and making critical unforced errors.
So amazingly, it's 6 games in a row now for the German. And an incredible 35th unforced error from Agassi. Not a good combination.
Love 15. Out. Love 30.
Just wide of the single sideline. Dark mutterings from Haas. He knows the importance of this game. He's got to try and keep the momentum firmly in his favour. Doesn't want to give up this advantage.
15-30.
Love that play. The wide serve to the Agassi forehand. We know he's vulnerable there, and it's executed well by Haas.
And the serve percentage has improved this set, 56% now. Remember, in the opening set, he was languishing in the high 30s.
He could use a couple more good first serves to consolidate this break.
Bludgeoning ground strokes.
30.
Getting the job done. Agassi really struggling again when being asked to move wide to the forehand side, dropping the ball short, allowing Haas the opportunity. Crowd understanding that should Agassi make the most of this break point, he'll be right back in this match. That's a brilliant return. The quality of his serve was good. But Agassi was ready for it. The footwork was exceptional. He was right up the court, took the ball on the rise. Absolutely no chance for Haas to respond. Agassi is indeed back in the match.
Time.
And that's an excellent use of an extra pair of socks.
Just what we were speaking about. High quality first serves, get the percentage up, keep the pressure on your opponent.
Terrific backhand. We know Haas has the ability to do that. He can change direction on the ball, but he loves going up the line. One of the best single-handers in the game.
And Agassi really having to pay dearly in this match for electing to come in on moments, particularly coming in on Haas's backhand. Not the right shot.
That's brilliant. It was a 1-2 punch. It was a really good forehand when he was under pressure. Got the ball back high and deep. Forced Agassi to get caught really in no man's land. And then Haas absolutely stunning backhand again. Going back behind Agassi up the line to the Americans' forehand. Spot on in terms of tactics. That was cheap. I wish he had that one back.
Another bad error from Agassi. Frustration in his face.
And I think over the years, Agassi has very rarely changed his game plan, even when he's been playing poorly. Sounded a little under pressure there, Doug.
I was feeling the pain.
Back to Juice. Big point to win. That's a big serve. And I think Agassi's just of the opinion that he will turn things around. He's not playing as well as he'd want. He'll stick with his game plan. He believes in his ability. Most of the time that works. Some of the time it doesn't. Sure about the legitimacy of the serve. Mohamed Liani was, so Agassi gets back on level terms. 2-all.
One thing Agassi did well in that game is after Haas went behind him on back-to-back shots off the backhand, Agassi didn't let Haas see another backhand that entire game.
Serving with the new balls. 2-all.
Love 15.
starting to time the ball now a little better from the back of the court, attempting to put a little bit of extra pace on the ground shot.
13-15.
Once again, having success going behind Agassi. So even though Haas let the break get away, it hasn't bothered him psychologically.
Still has the advantage of serving first in this set. And that slice serve out wide is bearing a lot of fruit.
Haas leads 3 games to 2.
German leads 3 games to 2. Well, Haas, even though he surrendered that break of serve advantage that he had earlier in this set, will feel that because he's leading and because he's managed to pocket the opening set, that he still has the upper hand in this encounter. And I'd be inclined to agree with him. The pressure still very much on the veteran American.
Love.
Used the drop shot to good effect on 2 or 3 occasions.
13 love.
Each and every time off the backhand. Haas looking to recover and not expecting that shot from the American. That's brilliant. It's twice now that Haas has used the drop shot on the very next point.
13-15.
And Agassi's used it so brilliantly. Beautiful disguise on this shot. Just opening the racket face. You can see how late Agassi was there setting off for the shot. He clearly didn't read it and was never going to make the distance. And that time it was a little obvious when Agassi drew Haas up the course. German had plenty of time to choose the right shot option.
Whoa, Agassi almost making a major error there, stopping play before the ball was called. Almost intimidating the linesperson into the call.
Got away with it. Mighty close. Return of serve. Obviously read the fact that Agassi was going to attempt to go up the tee.
Advantage.
I think that's the pressure. The quality of the returns from Haas forced Agassi to go ever closer to the line, put a little bit of extra mustard on it. Break point. That's an excellent backhand from Agassi. Had the courage to take the ball on. Haas never really did much with the return. Stepped up the court, but then just chose to chisel the ball back in play, hoping for an error from the racket of Agassi. Never materialized. Back to Deuce. That's a lovely combination. Didn't need to hit the ball hard. A little bit of linear momentum moving through the ball, shortened the backswing. A bit on the rise. Guiding the ball into the open court. Lovely shot.
Well, he certainly is going for more on the second serve because he's scared of what Haas is going to do with a short second ball.
2 doubles in this game, 5 in total now.
Anytime Haas can get the ball to Agassi's forehand now, he's doing well because there's a lot of indecision coming from Agassi on that side.
Yeah, he likes to hit the forehand inside out when he runs around the backhand or gets the ball at the middle of the court. He's not as sure when you hit the ball directly to his forehand or take him slightly wide. That's where the errors tend to come. And a real opportunity here for Haas. Another look at a second serve. That was so effective.
And he learned from the previous shot where he didn't go for it on the second ball. He played it safe. He didn't let the same thing happen to him again. He learned from his mistake, and he took advantage of a weak second serve and used his big shot, the backhand return.
Really good play from Haas. Agassi suffering because he simply didn't get enough first serves in the court on the big points. Haas now 2 games away from victory. Agassi with it all to do. Ball was in, no doubt about that. I'm not sure what Haas was doing there.
Hoping and praying.
2 of the things top of his list right there. Waiting for a call that never came. And it wasn't even close. Plumb on the line.
$15 off. Correction was good, 3 penny points.
Now that's a tough call for Alliance people to make when the ball's returned very near the baseline and the server is standing very close to the ball. Excellent correction from the umpire. A clear mistake.
Good jam serve into the body. Typically, if you go at Agassi, that's the best place to go if you're not going to serve wide to the forehand in the deuce court.
$14.50.
Haas has started to use the slice serve to the deuce court to good effect, and also that slider up the tee to the out court. Again, peppering the Agassi forehand. It's working well. And that's been one of the fundamental differences between these two, the effectiveness of the serve, especially on the important points. Haas leading by a set and 5 games to 2.
Serve, his percentage, and really having problems when he's had to rely on the second serve offering. He's only won 5 of 13 in the second set, only 39% for the match, and hence he finds himself down.
So Agassi with it all to do. 2-5.
An
awful lot easier. Get the first serve in.
It's in Agassi's mind right now. It's only one service break. Hold here. Put the pressure on the shoulders of Haas to close it out.
Misjudgment from the American.
13-15.
Ball landing on the line. And again.
Well, the problem for Agassi is because Haas is returning so deep, and Agassi's unwillingness to relent from the baseline puts him in bad position if the ball lands deep like this.
It's an awful forehand.
13-14.
Hasn't timed the ball as well as he would have wanted throughout this encounter. After an hour and 30 minutes, it's Haas. He has match point. So delightful. Wasn't a vintage performance by any stretch of the imagination. Agassi will be bitterly disappointed. He knows he was well short of his best, and he needs to be at his best to compete with the best players in the world. And this year, so far, Haas has proven to be one of those. Yes, Federer and Nadal are head and shoulders above the rest, but Haas has been playing some sensational tennis this year, and that is a very respectable result. We're able to put Agassi away in straight sets. 7-5, 6-2.
And I guess you could say that Agassi let Haas off the hook. If you look at the first set, Agassi with a 5-3 command, left 30 on Haas's serve. The Haas turned it around. Agassi 2-set points, falls by the wayside. And the difference in tonight's match, in my opinion, Agassi with one game plan, not willing to make any adjustments while losing, whereas Haas, when things weren't going his way, he was able to change a losing game, and that's how you come out a winner.
Haas continues to impress this year. Already 2 victories in Delray Beach and Memphis. He loves playing tennis in North America. Semi-finalist, of course, in Doha as well, and 4th-round loser in the Australian Open. So he's playing some of the best tennis of his life at the moment.
But what was really difficult, because he's been playing so well and Agassi hasn't, all of the pressure really falling on the shoulders of Haas tonight, and to be able to handle that additional burden of being the favorite against someone you've idolized, very difficult. And that's why what Haas did tonight, I believe, was special. The first serve percentage for Haas wasn't good, but against someone like Agassi, you think that really hurt him? The but he was able to get around it. He was able to deal with it, winning a good percentage when he got the first serve in, and certainly making more winners than unforced errors. But for Agassi, the absolute opposite, doubling the amount of errors as compared to winners, and then struggling with first serve percentage, and Haas having 13 breakpoint opportunities. And most of the times when he had those breakpoint opportunities, he stepped in and put pressure on Agassi, so Agassi had to go for too much on a lot of those second serves.
Well, it was a good performance by Haas. He got the job done in straight sets, and he'll be absolutely delighted. So Haas through to the fourth round by virtue of that straight set victory over Agassi. He will play the winner of the match currently going on Stadium 2 between Tommy Robredo and James Blake, another man in form this year.